Great first trip here to SeaWorld Orlando. Got to line some pipe. I got to break some ice. I trekked some penguins as well. Those were all great things. Thank you for joining me at SeaWorld Orlando for my first ever visit to this park. I am fresh off of a red-eye flight from the airport to the park. So we'll see how this goes. But I just want to remind everyone watching at home that there is nothing more important in this entire world than roller coasters. So let's go ride Pipeline. Just lined some pipe on Pipeline. Got the first row of the day in the back row, then went back around, snagged the first row. It was really cool, but it is a tale of two coasters for me. First couple sequences with the launch, that little bump in the launch, the turnaround actually has strong positives. And then that first twisted airtime hill are all just stellar, amazing elements. However, after that, it kind of lets up a little bit. It kind of meanders around in my opinion. I love stand-up coasters actually. I really love Riddler's Revenge. I really love Vortex, so I was really looking forward to getting on this new style of seat. I really like it. It's more than a gimmick in my opinion. It's actually something substantial, and I would like to see more coasters do that. Maybe let's see a hyper, or maybe it doesn't have to be a hyper, but maybe something more focused on airtime, because I'm thinking we had the stand-up coaster wrong this entire time. It shouldn't have been turns and positives and inversions. Let's get some airtime with these floating seats. It'd be awesome. Loved Pipeline, but it wasn't like an elite coaster or anything for me, just because it was a tale of two coasters. Came away with a ride on Manta. I sat in the back right row. It was about a 20-minute wait on quick queues, so not that great, but it's whatever. As far as the ride goes, it was pretty cool. Definitely not anywhere near Tatsu, obviously, at my home park at Magic Mountain. But the best parts were actually at the end of the ride, with that swooping down onto the fountains, and the river was so cool, kind of coming up on the waterfall. It was awesome. Great use of the flying concept. And I got a little wet. I was not expecting that. So that was pretty cool. That was awesome. Just got off a ride on Penguin Trek, sat in the back row. Thought the theming was cool. I thought that pre-lift section was really cool. It was almost like a little dark ride going through the rock work. However, wow, that rattle is understated in my opinion. That is one of the rattliest rides I've ever been on. I can't believe it. I love seeing, the youngins getting their first rides on, but wow, that one's a little rattler. Yeah, what can you do? I don't know what happened with that one, but yeah, it's gonna be a one and done for me. Is rappelling down the side of Journey to Atlantis a credit? Came away with two rides on the B&M Hyper Mayfair. Mayfair was great. It was awesome. It was really good. I had a front row left seat and then a back row right seat, and didn't wait for anything and just walked right on both. I actually stayed on and went on the back row, which was awesome that they let me do that. As far as the ride goes, it's definitely a backseat ride, as are most B&M Hypers. I'll have to sit down, maybe ride it a couple more times and look at my rankings to see where I rank it, but that one is definitely in the top rankings of B&M Hypers. There were moments here and there that really stood out. I mean, the first drop in the back row was awesome. That first camelback was awesome. The speed hill was great. There was a couple bunny hills I liked too. If there were any negatives at all about Mako, I would say probably the turnaround doesn't really rip. It just turns you around. It doesn't like rip through or anything. If they made it a little bit more dynamic, that would have been a better ride. Also, mid-course brakes, they are what they are. It wasn't so bad. I was honestly expecting a little bit worse that last little bit of the ride, but it wasn't too bad. It was, a decent ending to the ride. But I loved Mako, and I think that's top in the park so far. Came away with a ride on the Super Grovers. That's gonna be credit 247 for me, cemented in history forever. I just broke some ice on Icebreaker, rode it 2 times, once in the front, once in the back with Quick Queue, walked right on. Posted wait time is 25 minutes. And honestly, that one didn't surprise me, but it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I kind of had low expectations on that one, and it was fantastic. I thought the swing launch was pretty cool, at least the second half of it. The step up going into the spike and the step up going into the top hat were both excellent airtime moments. Also in the front, the falling down the top hat was pretty awesome as well. Then once you got over that top hat, which was a lot of ejector airtime on the top of that top hat, all those elements after really hit, really great transitions, airtime, sideways airtime. The turnaround was really great. So all in all, I would rank Icebreaker ahead of something like Copperhead Strike. I'd rank it well ahead of something like West Coast Racers at my home park at Magic Mountain. And I don't know where I would put it at Full Throttle. They're both kind of different rides, but this one is definitely more the complete ride than Full Throttle in my opinion, but you really can't beat that setting of Full Throttle. Great to break the ice finally on Icebreaker. Lost some hair on my legs due to the Premier Trains, of course. Came away with a couple rides on Kraken, and I loved Kraken. What a great floorless coaster. Definitely has some rattle in there, but you know what? The Cobra Roll is super smooth. All the elements were very smooth. No neck banging, no head banging, nothing like that. Just a little bit of a rattle in the back. That was really it. I mean, as far as the layout goes, awesome. That first drop is so cool. Zero G-roll rips. A couple of those elements within the trenches rip. That little turn in the tunnel was unexpected as well. So yeah, another surprising coaster here for me at SeaWorld Orlando. All right, so I had every available credit here today. That it does not include Journey to Atlantis, which as you saw was down. My rankings would have to be number 1, Mako, number 2, Icebreaker, number 3, Pipeline, number 4, Kraken, number 5, Manta, number 6, Penguin Trek, and number 7, Grover's. So really solid coaster collection here at SeaWorld Orlando. Really the only 2 I didn't really enjoy were Penguin Trek and Grover's, which is a kiddie coaster. As for the park itself, it is a SeaWorld, so naturally I hate it. I am against everything that SeaWorld stands for, and I am Free Willy to the core. They just need to get rid of all the whales and porpoises and focus on the rides. Quick Queue was hit or miss. Some of the rides were really great. They put you right in the station. I saved a buttload of time on Icebreaker. However, on some of them, like Manta and Penguin Trek, the merge point is way too far away, so that's not ideal. For getting here for a red eye, I am so exhausted just running all these credits in the last 3 hours or so, and my phone's about to die, so I need to get out of here. All in all, great first trip to SeaWorld. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video because I'll be going to all the Florida parks here in the next week, so make sure to check out all of my vlogs from those parks. But if you made it this far, I wanted to thank you so much for watching, and we will check you on the next one.